Hey, I just wanted to hop on here, do a quick little live. I got a comment last night, and Eli and Travis, remember the machete? Here, I'll show it again. I was showing the machete that you see right here. Remember, I said that was blood on this machete that was cut off at the tip to match. Give me 2 seconds, I'll find it. We see on page 111 out of the book of Troth that Kyle Stacy is talking about sharing. We'll get to this here in a few, but if you go to page 111, the ceremonial sword, remember I was telling you the blood that is on this sword is 18 days after Delphi. It is Delphi girl's blood on that ceremonial sword that they were reliving each year at the anniversary time of the girl's death. Each year, they were reposting. I got this last night. It is, in fact, blood. And Eli and Travis are my uncles. And I want you to keep in mind, if this is a AK nephew, listen back to Blaine Nelson having his children, his sons calling Gabe, Travis, Kyle, Eli, aunts and uncles, Megan, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews. Listen to that light real close, and you keep hearing Blaine referring to Gabe as his brother. They took a blood oath of secrecy. Look back in some recent cases, like kids throwing rocks off the overpass, end up killing somebody. The kids took a blood oath of secrecy. But keep in mind what's not being said in this comment last night. If Travis is this guy's uncle, then why are we not hearing? And remember Brandy Bradley? They waited 1 month after she was missing before anybody reported her missing. What's the chances of Travis Janicki going missing? And keep back in mind, Blaine Nelson started talking, going against that blood oath, willing to roll to the law enforcement against his AKA cartel dealing partners, Gabe, Travis, Eli, Kyle, Josh Edeling, Kygan, Kalis. They gave him more horse drink than they ever gave him the drug he bought. What he was thinking it was a drug he was taking more horse drink than there was ever drugs in that. Tot sent me to toxicology, and if you go over the toxicology, they silenced him after he was willing to even talk to law and go against aka his brothers. I just thought it was weird where that goes live, goes public, and if you're gonna say yes, that is blood on the blade. Like you said it was, it's blood on the blade. But we painted that on. That's not blood, like you're thinking. We painted that on there to look like blood. So you know what blood looks like after it dries and starts to oxidize and starts to rust over, and you're gonna go to the local paint store and go, hey, I want this exact color to make it look just like this. Make it look like it's crusted over, make it look like blood. But it's not blood. We painted that on there. And notice how he's not saying one thing about Travis, his aka uncle, being missing for over a month. Not one word about that, just trying to cover up. That's not the blood from the Delphi girls, that's paint. Hmm. You're doing everything in your power to cover up one thing, but not one word about your so called uncle going missing. Hmm. A little weird. And you start putting enough pressure on these individuals, one just goes up missing. Just like Blaine Nelson was killed in silence. Why? He was willing to speak up. Jeremy Patterson. Law enforcement leaked back to that ring. He was planning to roll on Alan Tinker, Curtis Beck, being involved with Karina McClurkin. They couldn't have that. They silenced Jeremy Patterson 96 days after Delphi. The live I did last night. Why are they doing that? But nothing to see here. And keep in mind, I'm going to keep showing this over and over. The Tears Hellhounds. Remember Brad Holder? That's a bind rune on her chest. Heal. Yeah. And keep in mind, remember, they were practicing and how Gabe got into this. The Saxonite prison gang. They used the religion for extra time out, special privileges, special meals, religious times in prison. So they orchestrate the Odinism inside the prison, inside the Saxonites, which he was a ranking member that he fought his way in to be the head of the Saxonites, Westville, 2005. Look up the case of Amy Ellis and Jerry Klein. And yes, Kline, 2005 murder. What did Megan Allen, Hyden Callis, Josh Hebling, Gabe Ellis, all them use? Just like he told his wife. And they're trying to say the blood on this serrated bowie knife and that ceremonial sword. Oh, that's not blood. Oh, it is, but it's paint. There's always a methed out excuse. And if it was paint, then why are you threatening you know where I live? And I'm about to get what's coming to me one day soon. If that's not the blood of the Delphi girls being paraded around on murder weapons, 18 days after two little innocent girls were killed, that isn't blood on those blades, then why is Aaron Unger and her friend from Delphi, JP, 72 hours before actions were taken on what? Just like the lab I showed last night. If that's just paint, then I must be the president. I must be the richest man in the United States of America. Wishful thinking. But like I said, the Book of Troth, page 111, the ceremonial sword, that's supposed to be paint to look just like they killed somebody and let that blood go down to the sheath, dry, oxidize, and start to rust. And that same Bowie knife, remember Megan Allen thinks cutting somebody's throat open with that same exact Bowie knife, blood running down that knife, is funny. And remember, what's the likelihood of within 48 hours you have this being shared, talked about? It's a message being sent? Hmm. What's the likelihoods? 48 hours. This goes from being blood on a tree, on a post, to being a victim's blood. The one they wanted to send a message to. And they're talking all about what that message is. It's the word of mouth. Hmm. And everybody's saying, oh, there's no way. Keep in mind, it wasn't until after Delphi you had Megan Allen running around with a victory rune, victory over your enemies. And like I said, they were already planning. They were just like the Manson cult and reliving. And you think this wasn't targeted towards Delphi? Think again. It's more than just Delphi. They thought this was funny. They can be like the Manson cult, go around. This is where, who, why, where, how to look at us. Yeah, we did it. Here's how to look at us. Here's us parading the bloodied, murdered weapons around like war trophies. And Judge Gold, no nexus. There's practicing notices. Odinus, involved in Karina McClurkin's case, Nicole Bowens. All you have to do is look at the runes on Curtis Mathis' neck. Nothing to see here. More than one missing and murdered case. And the runes on his chest sure tell a hell of a different story. Same cartel drug ring. Same killers. And they think it's just a laughing matter. They can taunt police. They can taunt these families. And like I said, keep this in mind. How the hell does this go? Blood on a tree, on a post, talking about leaving a message to victim's blood on a tree. Hmm? And then taunting the murder weapons around like they're war trophies. Just like they're constantly reliving this each year of the girl's anniversary. And what's sick? You say it's not targeted towards Delphi just days after Richard Allen's arrest. What did Kyle Stacy post about? Brought it up for Abby and Libby after yet again reliving it year after year after year. Now they're taunting they got away with it while hopefully parading around their victory. celebrating it amongst themselves that they successfully sent messages. Remember, it's just another victory to them. Hmm, but nothing to see there. All this was given to Matt Hoffman in the next few series of the next few lives. Every single text message, email, and the full Dropbox. Everything he refused to push to Andrew Baldwin comes to light, including this. They had all this, including the Saxonites practicing odiness within the prison down at Westville. You had Megan Allen saying the exact same thing I told Matt Hoffman and showed him the legal documents where Amy Ellis, Gabe Ellis's wife, word for word used the exact wording Megan, Gabe, and the rest used when interviewed for Delphi. The same exact wording, word for word, they used in Corinne McClurkin's case. For decades now, they've been using the same. We were just addicts. We were drugged out of our mind. We can't remember anything. Just like back to a phone call Gabe Ellis's wife did after her murder, breaking in and helping murder Jerry Klein. Oh, yeah, they've been at war and having the Kleins at their demand, backing orders for years now. An older child predator, his wife, got away with Jerry Klein's murder years back by using the exact same wording. Megan, used during Delphi along with others, just like during Karina's case. Everybody under Gabe used his wording, same wording that he told his wife in 2005, decades later, to walk away from missing and murdered cases. But nothing to see here. Remember, these content creators wanted you to look at, oh, the Kokomo crew, but went down to kill within my own family as their own work. Their digging, their hell. Open your eyes. I've never made this for content. To be another content creator for views. Look at me. What's in it for me? It's about survival. And so many chose content, money over victims, witnesses, locals, the ones that do decide to speak out. This is the thank you we get for the hell we go through for being targeted. It's all in the name of content and money for some of these creators. It's not about what they can do, what justice they can get, what victims they can get justice for. It's just what content can we make? What money can we make? What's in it for us? What about the rest of us? You're just waiting for us to die? It's more content, more money for you to be made?